Hi, welcome to Saturday Night at the Well. I'm so glad that you guys are here. Pretty excited tonight, and hope that you guys are excited about tonight too. I cannot believe that October is over, November is here, 2020 is almost over, and that's probably it. It's kind of insane that those things have gone by. This year has really gone by really fast. I don't know if you guys were able to do any very eventful things. I know I've done a couple, but other than that, this year's just been kind of weird, kind of up and down, wonky, so to speak. Tonight, I wanted to talk about Thanksgiving. Not the holiday, the verb Thanksgiving, like the activity of Thanksgiving, which you might be wondering what in the world that means. And the activity of Thanksgiving is acknowledging your blessings and the places that God has provided for you, and then expressing that and sending that expression and giving that expression to God. So whether that's through worship, or if that's through a poem, or if that's through words, just speaking, or if that's through painting, or if that's through dance, or if that's through really anything, it is just acknowledging those things and sending that up to God. And so bearing that definition in mind, I want to read Psalm 104, which says, "Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him, bless his name." So when I first read this verse, there was kind of an aura around it, an aura of joyfulness. When you give thanksgiving, you wouldn't kind of go, well, thank you for my toy that I got yesterday, or this magazine that I got to read. Like if your parents were to give you $20, first of all, your parents just gave you $20, and they let you borrow the car to go hang out with friends. When you come home, you wouldn't go, thanks for letting me go hang out with my friends, I'm gonna go to bed now. Like, you would want to show them how grateful you were that they gave you $20 and let you use the car. And so you might say something like, thanks mom, thanks dad for letting me have $20 and going to use the car to hang out with my friends. I had a really fun night tonight. Thank you. And then go off to do whatever you're going to do. Like, you would show your parents that you genuinely are grateful for what they did for you. And so that's exactly what God is talking about in this verse, or David when he wrote this, is he's saying, do not just come to God and say, thank you for my house and my meals, and kind of stutter on thinking what you're going to say. No, seek out the thing that you are grateful for and bring that to your time with God and worship him because of it. Thank him and be genuinely grateful and in awe that he would give you a house, that he would have a relationship with you, and that he would provide for you. Amazing. And that's exactly what David writes that we should do. We should genuinely give thanks to him and bless his name. I think that's the interesting thing at the end of this verse, that it says bless his name. When we give thanksgiving to him, when someone, if I do something nice for someone and they acknowledge that and they say, hey, thank you so much for getting me this gift. When people write thank you cards for their birthday, some of them are when they're really personal cards, you're like, oh wow, that was really sweet of them to acknowledge that I might have spent a really long time on this or anything else. That's what we're doing for God, and that honors him and brings glory to his name. The second verse I would like to read tonight is Philippians 4:6, and it says, do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. So, I remember a couple videos back when we talked about how God wants to know our anxieties, not just the fact that we're anxious, but he wants to know what it is that we're anxious about and why that makes us anxious. He wants to know about us. He knows us, okay? Honestly, he knows everything about you. But he wants to hear it from you, because that is how you build a relationship, and that is how you maintain relationship, is you just talk and support one another, or in when you have a relationship with God, He wants to provide for you, and you talk to Him and bring honor and glory to His name. Like, that's how a relationship works. And so, bearing that in mind, the first part of this verse says, do not be anxious about anything. So first of all, God did not create us to be anxious beings, right? And He did not create us to carry these things on our own. Like, He has the plan. He made the plan, and we are not supposed to worry about the plan. It is all taken care of. And so He's commanding us, do not be anxious about this. I got it. And then He says, do not be anxious, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. So when Jesus was teaching His disciples how to pray, the first thing He did was honor and glorify His Father's name. So we can do that when we look at Jesus as an example of how to pray. We can do that by giving thanks. We can do that by singing, dancing, writing, drawing, sketching, painting. All of the things that God created us to do, we can do, and that will worship Him. And we can give thanksgiving to Him, and that also worships His name. So that's one thing we do in our relationship with God. But the other thing that He asks us to do is let our requests be made known to Him. So when you come to Him with thanksgiving, and let your requests be made known. So if I came home after my parents had given me $20 and the car for the night, I probably would go, thank you so much for letting me have $20 and giving me the car. But now I need, like you'd say, I'm grateful, I'm satisfied. I'm gonna wait to share my needs tomorrow on a new day. God does not want that, right? He wants us to come to Him, worship Him, and then it says, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known. Tell God what you want, what you need, what is bothering you. And He's got it, right? He's got it all in His hand. And so God wants a relationship with us that isn't just us talking about Him and lifting Him up and like exalting Him all the time 24/7. One, we're human, we're not going to do that. And two, that's not what a relationship is. He has provided a space, a room in our relationship for us to express what it is that we need, what it is that we really want, what are the desires of our heart is, and room for us to honor and glorify Him. And then He's provided room for Him to respond to us, for Him to provide for us, for Him to give blessings to us, and for us to have a conversation with Him, live with Him in His presence. So when you think about Thanksgiving, before we talked, what did you think about? And what do you think about now? Compare that. Think, honestly, before really diving into Thanksgiving, the way I thought about the holiday was, okay, I'm going to go have a family dinner. We're going to go around the table saying something we're thankful about. And then we're going to eat lots of food, lots of pie, and be exhausted on the way home because of how much I ate. Sounds like a good Thanksgiving to me. But after this, it kind of made me think, okay, Thanksgiving, the act, is seeing my blessings in everyday life, the simplest thing. Like in, I think it's by Corrie ten Boom. I totally forget the book. But her sister, The Hiding Place, that's what it is. Her sister is praying, and they're in this concentration camp, and she goes, and thank you for the fleas. And they were like, the fleas? Like, you're out of your mind. Turns out the fleas are what kept the guards away so they could have a Bible study. Like, there is a blessing. There are blessings all around us that God has given us, and it honors Him and worships Him to seek those out and to thank Him for them. So with that, just thinking about Thanksgiving through a different light, through a different lens. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful November. Hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving and your family dinners, if you are having those, are not awkward like some people's might be. And I will see you next time. Have a great night.